first of all, how many of us know what debating is? Debating भनेको के हो कति जनाले थाहा छ? Debating भनेको थाहा छैन? Debate गर्दैनौ? I think तिमीहरुले अहिलेसम्म डिबेट गरेको कुनै एउटा टपिकको नाम भन त. जस्तो टपिक नि हुन्छ चाहिँ.
Internet as a boon or curse.
Okay, internet as a boon or curse. Curse. I'm very used to curse. So these are the kind of mainstream motions we have been debating on, or next time we're talking about debate also. Now the debate sessions we're learning a parliamentary format of debating. Parliament bhane thaha cha sabailai? Thaha cha parliament is a house, right? Where our representatives come and debate. This is the kind of format we're learning today, right? And this format has different formats in itself, and we're learning one format which is called WSCC format, which stands for World Schools Debating Championship format. सबैजना लेख्नु है, World Schools Debating Championship format. अब World Schools Debating Championship format चाहिँ अरु format भन्दा कसरी डिफरेन्ट छ भन्दा अहिले throughout the session we'll learn that. But first of all, let's get to the basics of what WSCC format is like. WSCC format has two teams, right? कतिवटा टिम हुन्छ? Two teams, right? अनि the topic that we debate on is known as motion. Right? Motion भनेको के हो? General term मा motion is a bill that comes into parliament to get passed or to get not passed and things like that, right? And त्यसलाई हामी motions भन्छौँ. त्यसैले motion is something that we debate on in WSCC format. Now there are two sides. One side is for the motion, the other side is against the motion. And the side which is for the motion is called the side proposition, or also the government side, and the side that is against the motion is opposition, or it is also known as opposition. Yes, opposition, negative, and things as such. Only यताको proposition side is a proposition affirmative पनि भन्छ है, affirmative government भन्छ, यता opposition to negative पनि भन्छ. Now in each side, in WSCC format of debating, we have three debaters which are one team. भन्नेको मतलब the three debaters at the side proposition are one team, and three debaters in the side opposition are one team. And they debate against each other. Now each debaters have different roles that they have to fulfill on, which we will learn, we'll learn much in times to come in different sessions we have. But to understand the basics, these three speakers have 8 minutes of time. We can see here, the side proposition has three speakers. That is proposition 1, proposition 2, and proposition 3. And there is another one, that is proposition reply. Proposition reply is not a separate unique speaker, but it is one among these two speakers. That is, तीनजना speaker हुन्छ, चारवटा speech हुन्छ. And one main speech consists of 8 minutes. You have to speak for 8 minutes when you are giving a speech, and the reply speaker will have to speak for 4 minutes. And the similar goes for the side opposition. Now the side proposition have some unique, responsibilities to fulfill. If the motion is policy-based motion, which we'll learn the details of policy-based motion in a while. But if the motion is policy-based motion, the side proposition needs to provide a policy to how your motion will work once it gets passed, and things as such. So that are the kind of things that the side proposition have unique burden on. And the side opposition needs to refute. Refute means rebut or khandan garnu pani bhन्छ नि त हैन. Khandan गर्नु पर्छ oppositionले. And opposition also need to provide a separate, unique arguments for themselves. We all know argument भने. Argument भने के हो? के हो? Engage people. Arguments भनेको तर्कहरु, है? You know what तर्क भनेको है? तर्क भने के हो? So एउटा एक्जाम्पल दिनु त. तपाई स्कुल किन आउनु पर्छ? पढ्नको लागि हो. जुन पढ्नको लागि भने तपाईले आन्सर दिनुभयो नि, त्यो तपाईको तर्क हो. र यस्तै खालको तर्कहरु विभिन्न खालको तर्कहरु आउँछन् डिबेटमा, अनि यही तर्कहरुमा हामीले डिबेट गर्छौं. यही तर्कहरुमा बसेर हामी इन्गेज गर्छौं र त्यसअनुसार नै डिबेट गर्छौं. So this is a basic WSCC format. Now in a while, in maybe 5 minutes of time, we will see a demo of how WSCC format will work. That is, 6 of us will debate. I think we should start the demo debate now. It's okay? So do we start debate now? Yeah, if you have any questions. If you guys have questions, I think you should reserve those questions until the end of demo debate, and we'll entertain your questions and everything. And one suggestions to all of you, before moving on to demo debate, we expect you to take notes of what we say. And you guys will decide the verdict, right? Which side won at the end of the debate. And the debate will last for 1 hour. Debate will start for will last for 1 hour. That is, after all 8 speakers will finish speaking, the time will be 1 hour. So we'll start in a quick succession.
Uniforms make them feel as a part of school. As you all know that uniform shows the uniformity between the students. Some could be rich and some could be poor. So to avoid the discrimination, the uniform is very important. And the other thing is it also protects vulgarity. It means that the students are not free to wear the clothes they like, and so they avoid the other stylish clothes which can destroy them. It also maintains discipline. It maintains discipline in the sense that the students will be well dressed and look disciplined. And it also shows that the students are from a civilized family, because school uniform is a civilized dress, and as I already told you, it also does not show discriminations. And the main point for the uniform is that it represents the institution. For example, you are on a convention, for example, International Convention on Students' World Disorder, and there are more than 3,000 students, and you are from one school, you are only 5 of them, and you have to gather within 1 second all your teams, but your other teams are in different places. But you don't have school uniform, you have casual clothes. And how would it be even possible to find them? Yes, there are alternative methods, but which are very boring. And it also makes students look smart, as it is a formal type of cloth. And whatever casual clothes, they are actually fashionable like that. And may I tell you that we are not going on a fashion show. We are going to school for study.
School is a home for study, but not for style. And the proposition side also told that the uniforms they were always become dirty, so they need to be the uniform must be banned. But the school uniform is made from cotton, which can dry up very early. And they also told that wearing a same dress is really poor. Same dress always, and they mentioned that they should wear dresses according to their own choice. But it is not. Wearing in school uniform maintains your discipline and your personality. And they also mention freedom restriction also, and it is also expensive. And about expensive, we can buy one part of cloth for 1 year or 2 years, and we can have neatness by cleaning them twice a week.
Somebody have not polished their shoes, or somebody have not well ironed their clothes, then how will it bring uniformity? Rejected. Today we are not bringing uniformity because we are not able to utilize our basic resources. Today I have iron in my house. Yes, science and technology have brought a lot of reformations, but does it mean that each and every person has utilized it in a proper way? I have iron in my house, but somebody might not have iron in their house. So in this case, we should no POS. So we should bring kind of dress code which might help us in each and every sectors.
I think you have heard the school name United, right?
Especially in the days of Tuesday, Wednesday, they wear the dresses like they wear the cultural dresses that includes of boys dhaka, topi, and the restaurant, and girls the gunyojolo and the saris like that. And I don't think it is hampering, because students go to school to study, not to focus on their dresses. And finally, I would like to say what is this house should ban the school uniform, and we have to also be concerned about the policies the school should provide. Thank you.
When all the students are wearing same uniform, they seem to be equal. All of them are wear same uniform, and all are seem to same. And they also stated that students must be given their choice to wear their own, given a choice to wear a dress. But what if they choose to wear short dresses which are not acceptable in our societies? That's why it should not be banned. They also stated that this banning school uniform will bring creativity among the students. But how can they say that it will bring creativity? I cannot see that wearing different dresses brings creativity. It only brings discrimination. If, for example, if in the school there are rich and poor persons, students studying, and a rich may wear some expensive clothes, and poor may not have such good clothes to wear, and poor maybe feel discriminated because of their dress. I want to say that equally that school uniforms brings equality among the students. If the school uniform decreases competition among the students.
When the school uniform is equal, then it provides a professional atmosphere to the schools and the students reading there. To avoid the wiping of the specific school's identity, it also helps to avoid other schools' children and parents think about the schools. Students who are less fortunate and don't have a lot of clothes, to wear, they can wear a single uniform which school provides them. The school uniform is formal and simple, so that it also supports the economy of the parents and the students reading over there. It is affordable and suitable design. It also helps to deter the crime and increase student safety. It solves the instances of bullying. Lots of people get judged by the clothes. When they are non-uniformed with their clothes, when they go to school, then if their friends find that their shirt is lame, then they will be distracted. And they cannot focus towards what they came to school to do.
The uniform solves them to reduce such differences, enabling students to release another successfully without injuring seriously. Your POS, please.
As you have already mentioned, banishment of school uniform, how does it brings quality of life? Thank you.
Any further question? Banishment of school uniform. If you wear casual dress in the school, then there is a vast difference between a rich student and a poor student. I can give an example. A good shoes and a good pair of shoes and bag. Thank you. In most yes, and the student, there are inappropriate and rude symbols also. But if the school uniform is so specified, then there's no kind of any rude symbols upon them. Students should attend school for education rather than to show off clothing. When attending school, students should be encouraged, concerned about their learning environment and not how they look. Not abolishing school uniforms should give more time and money when it comes to depending upon what should one wear. It helps them to identify whenever they are. Children these days just each other by their physical appearance, and some are constantly being bullied or tired because they are not wearing a proper clothes and not a proper design. So we should abolish this school uniform. We should not abolish this school uniform because school uniform represent our identities as well as our creativity. Our creativity can be shown by our school uniform. School uniform is an important factor for students.
You are wrong. In fact, actually wearing school dress can raise bullying. Those who are in favor of uniforms, and you believe that they are cheaper, and you don't know that students are growing day by day. The school uniforms can outgrow any time. If uniforms also had the like and dislike buttons like Facebook, then uniforms would get a number of dislikes by the students all over the world. Why songs? That's because no one likes school uniforms, as they are boring, dull, and they have stupid kind of patterns. Even I can say that you also don't like to wear the school uniforms, and you want to enjoy the freedom of wearing casual dresses. While some studies show that school uniforms have number of benefits, there are just so many reasons why school uniforms should be banned. Uniforms can negatively affect a student's self-image. In terms of personal style, uniforms are a bad idea. Apart from being boring, uniforms are highly uncomfortable. By saying this much, I would like to conclude. Thank you.
I would like to invite the third opposition speaker to conclude the case for side opposition. Here.
Wearing the school uniform bans the freedom of the students by making them look dull and pale. But they forgot that the wearing school uniform brings equality among the students. How you ask? Let me ask you first. Why were the uniform created for the first time? And why were the soldiers were made to wear the same kind of uniforms? Because why? Because it brings equality and discipline. What happens if the military starts to wear the dresses from their home and starts to fight in a war? They become confused and might start to revolt against their own. This is not a discipline. It's indiscipline. Thus the uniform can never be banned from our school. Wearing a fashionable clothes is not a problem, but wearing it in a school where it is the garden of the study is a problem.
We think that they don't have unity, and our opposition side also talked about identity. We want to clarify that identity can be displayed. We think that identity is not reflected by dress; it is reflected by our manners and behaviors. From our side, we think that we think that banning the school uniforms can save our time, as our proposition side told that it will take 45 minutes to iron to make all our dress ups. We all have a right to wear random clothing, casual clothing, express songs. Yeah, it's fashion on how they can be. If you wear school uniform, you have to pay for it. It may cost about million. It may cost about more money. So we think that the dresses which are being kept in our wardrobes for many days can be utilized in our school. We can change our dress code, and if we buy our school uniforms, then it may cost more. For instance, let's take an example. We tailored our dresses, but it is not sure that the dress won't be dirty or won't get wet. So in any occasions, like if you are going to school and in the morning that you found that your mother has washed your clothes, then what will you do? There is no other options. Either you can have another pair of dress, or you can go, or you can't go to school. But even though if you have another extra pairs, then it may get short in the upcoming days.
Let me ask you, why you feel uncomfortable while wearing a school uniform? Because the skirts are too short to be worn, and you girls think that most of the girls think that wearing a short skirt is stylish, but you forgot that the demarcation of the skirt is to be on the knees, and for the boys too. applies. The most of the boys wear a check short, but they forgot that it disgraces the quality of the students by
wearing the out dresses and out uniforms, we can go anywhere. But by school uniforms, we cannot go anywhere because it will be hampering in our mind that it will destroy our identification of our school like that. So our house strictly follow that the school uniform should be banned. Thank you.
So this was the first debate ever for you guys, right? So from the proposition half, from the grade 8 and opposition half from grade 9. So first I'll go to who won the debate. The debate is won by grade 9 students, okay, from the opposition half. Let's claim the victory. So why they win this debate? Okay, they win the debate one is in World School Debate Championship we have disciplines. Okay, so maintaining the discipline is also maintaining the time. Okay, it also means that you are respecting your opponents. They have also asked POI and there is none from you people. So okay, please do ask POI. Okay, and more important is the content part of theirs is more strong. And they have already made fall of your economy part. Right? You guys were talking about economy and they have showed me, okay, that you guys will be using 3 sets of, but using out dress will be more problematic and will be like having more 6 to 7 sets of dresses. So the expensive part is already up. And the other part was culture, which they have accepted. And you have also given the example of a United Academy that only follows once a week, right? That means again it goes to their side. This is the way why they have won the debate. But this debate was a below average debate, you have to say. Okay, this is a very below average debate. Okay, you could have done far more better. Okay, you should not have gone with the economy side. You could have gone with like why uniform is problem. Is it just economy? Or students are not allowed to do lots of things, or it is restricting people to do lots of things. It takes time consumption when you come from schools to home. Okay, you have to prepare your uniform, you have to iron it, you have to like wash it every time. So it is the actually time consumption problem. So maybe this is the problem. And if it is like torn, then you cannot switch your dress, you have to buy the new one. So maybe these are the problems. In this way, maybe the economy is hampered, not directly. Okay, so you could have told this. You could have bring the policy. Okay, let's have cultural dresses every time. Okay, uniform is just about uniformity. And from opposition half, it could have been compared away that why uniformity is needed. You guys told it will show uniformity, right? It's okay. But why uniformity is so important in comparison to cost? This is something you have to show me. Okay, you guys have to show why being disciplined. Why the dress of uniformity shows discipline? How? My question is not on like what happens, what does not happen. It's about why and how.